If your jaw is pushed off or deviated to one side in your natural posture when you rest or when you bite down or chew, this video is for you. I'm gonna help you understand exactly why this happens and what you can do to help resolve it. These right here are your temporal bones, and they attach on your jaw and have an influence over the position of it. The position of the jaw is highly dependent on the rotation and position of these temporal bones. So you can have two different main types of movement at these temporal bones right here. You can have internal rotation, which means that these things rotate inwards towards more of the midline of the skull, or you could have external rotation as they rotate out like this. You can also have asymmetries within the rotation of these bones. So one bone can be more externally rotated while the other is more internally rotated. And you can see that that would have an influence on my jaw position. Now what you tend to see, whichever one of these temporal bones is more externally rotated, that's the side where you tend to see the jaw deviated off towards. From a top-down view, if this externally rotates, it is going to pull the jaw over to that side. Interestingly enough, these temporal bones also have an influence over the position of the ears. So if you look at someone that has a relatively asymmetrical face, what you're gonna see in a lot of cases is you're gonna see the jaw deviated off to the same side of the ear that is more flared out. And the temporal bones are driving this to a large extent. So I want to facilitate the inverse. I want to facilitate this temporal bone more internally rotating, this temporal bone more externally rotating, so that way the jaw can be brought back relatively to the right. The muscle that we're going to activate to accomplish this is called the lateral pterygoid. This muscle attaches on the upper jaw, and it has the ability to pull that side of the jaw more in closer to the midline of the skull. So if I had a jaw deviated off to the left, I would want my left lateral pterygoid to pull that jaw more to the right. If this is making sense to you and you're appreciating the demos with Mr. Bones right here, it would do me and the algorithm a huge favor if you could smash that like button. Because the jaw is deviated off to the left, what you oftentimes find is when these people bite down in just a normal resting bite, they feel more of their back right teeth than their left. So what you should be able to notice if you have all of your teeth and you have a relatively normal presentation, you should be able to do this exercise and notice that your bite actually feels a little bit more symmetrical. And that's how you know something is going right. We're starting in the safest, most relaxed position you can do this in. And it's the best for beginners. But you could do this in a seated position or even standing if you really wanted to, but generally the more relaxed you are, the better. So we have our feet supported in a 90-90 right here, and we have a little towel roll underneath the neck, and it's just thick enough so that it's supporting us. And it shouldn't feel like it's so thick to where it's jamming our chin back, or it's too small where our chin falls forward. It should be just naturally supporting us. Now, there's a couple of different ways we can do this, but regardless, we're going to be pushing into our chin in some way, and we're going to be pushing our chin back against the resistance of our fingers for about a 2 out of 10 intensity. So it's an isometric contraction. And we're gonna hold these things for about 5 to 10 seconds. Now, the first one we're gonna do is place 2 fingers on the side of the chin. We'll do the right side, for example, right here. It shouldn't be too far back on the jaw right here, just on the side of the right chin there. And all we're gonna do is just 2 out of 10, push our jaw to the left. But we're gonna fight that, and we're gonna resist that, and we're gonna keep our chin going to the right, but ultimately what's gonna happen is it's not really going to move. The chin's gonna stay in the same place because it is that isometric contraction. And we're gonna hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds. If you wanna see more content and a deeper dive on facial asymmetrical patterns, check out this video. I'm gonna link it down below in the description.